In today's reading and comprehension, we are reading the story about Rapunzel and the Prince of Pop by Karen Gorman and Laura Ellen Anderson. Stay to the end because then we will have some questions to test your understanding. Let's go! Once upon a time, in faraway land, the Prince of Pop was driving through the forest. All of a sudden, he heard the most enchanting voice. He was surprised to discover that the voice belonged to a fair maiden who lived in the highest tower of a dark castle. The prince did not see a way to reach the girl until he saw a horrible old witch approach. Uh-oh! Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, called the witch. All of a sudden, a braid of golden locks fell from the window. The witch quickly climbed to the top. That night, the prince approached the tower and said, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Once again, the braid appeared. The prince began to climb up until he reached the window. "Who are you?" Rapunzel screamed. "I'm the Prince of Pop," replied the prince. "I represent all of faraway land's top talent. I heard you sing and you shall be my next big star." Each night, the prince would visit Rapunzel in her tower to develop her act. He coached her on her singing. He instructed her on her dancing. He lectured her on her star appeal. "You will make me millions," said the prince. "But first, we must free you from that awful witch." Rapunzel looked doubtful, but she did want to be free. The next night, the prince returned to free Rapunzel from the tower. But when he called out for her, she wasn't there. In desperation, the prince searched for his star all over town, but she was nowhere to be found. Then one day, as the prince was passing by a recording studio, he tripped over something. The prince followed the hair until he saw Rapunzel. "I've been looking for you everywhere. Where have you been?" he screamed. "I've been busy," said Rapunzel. "I've been working on my second album." "But what about me?" sputtered the prince. "What about my millions?" "Sorry," said Rapunzel, "but I've decided to go with another agent." "But hey, thanks for helping me out," said Rapunzel. The prince was speechless. But also, Rapunzel and her agent, the witch, lived happily ever after. And the Prince of Pop was left still searching for his next big star. And guess who he found? Do you recognize her? Let me know down below. Now it's time for the comprehension questions. Question 1. Why did the Prince of Pop stop driving? Was it A, he saw a bunny on the path? B, there was a tree down on the road? 3, he heard an enchanting voice? Or D, he saw Rapunzel walking by? What do you think? I'll give you a moment. The answer is C. He heard an enchanting voice. Did you get that right? Question 2. What didn't the prince help Rapunzel with? Was it A, her star appeal? B, her outfits? C, her dancing? Or D, her singing? What do you think? I'll give you a moment. The answer is B, her outfits. He didn't help her with that. Question 3. Why did the prince want Rapunzel to be famous? Was it A, to free her from the witch? B, she was a very good singer? C, to make Rapunzel happy? Or D, to make money? What do you think? I'll give you a moment. The answer is D, to make money. That's all he ever wanted, was to make money. Question 4, the final question. What happened to Rapunzel at the end of the story? A, she became a famous singer. B, she was stuck in the tower. C, she decided to act instead of singing. Or D, she asked the prince for help. What do you think? I'll give you a moment. The answer is A, she became a famous singer. Very good. How many did you get correct? If you answered all 4 questions right, it means you got 100% and you're amazing. Good work. What do you think about Rapunzel and the Prince of Pop? Let me know down below. And also, if you have any other story ideas, share with me down below and maybe we can read that in next week's story time. That's all for now. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.